I am a big-licking dog who suddenly returned to my memories of my past life just today when I was about to bring breakfast to the goddess. Remembering that I chased for 4 years without results, and finally ran away with a rich second generation. I threw my breakfast directly into the trash.
Jiangsu twitched his nose and frowned, and the air was filled with the sticky smell of sweat mixed with the smell of meat buns. He slowly opened his eyes and looked at the sweaty boys around him who had just walked past his face after playing morning ball. In a trance, Jiangsu was stunned. I actually reborn? He looked around the familiar campus dormitory building, touched the mobile phone in his hand, and the time displayed on it made him suddenly dream. I'm back 10 years ago. At this time, Jiangsu had just been admitted to Nanjing University of Science and Technology with extremely excellent results, and it was now approaching the Dragon Boat Festival. There was a message from a girl on her phone. Well, I'm downstairs. And on top of this is a long list of messages he sent. Zuiru, I bought you breakfast, and I also bought your best friend's share. Now you come down and get it. It's your favorite Tianfu meat bun and... The contrast between the two. One is as enthusiastic as fire, the other is as cold as frost, and the gap was obvious. Looking at the news, Jiangsu's memories of his past life suddenly flooded up. The person he sent the message to was Zhao Zuiru, the most beautiful person in Nanjing University of Science and Technology. It was the person who had been young and could not have suffered for this all his life in this previous life. Once Jiangsu, although he had excellent grades and good looks, he was not good at words and taciturn, and he liked Zhao Zuiru since high school in order to be able to give up key colleges and universities in the same university as her. He chased Zhao Zuiru for 4 years, and if the other party left, his attitude was not clear. He hung him for 4 years, and finally married a rich second generation who was engaged in real estate. Let Jiangsu down. Loving someone is a contradiction. Zhao Yuru, a girl with talent and high emotional intelligence. She likes to live in the stars and the moon, so she often PUA her suitor. In addition to Jiangsu, there are many people who love her to die and live 2 lives as people. This time Jiangsu will no longer bother with the so-called love. Rebirth with memories of his past life means that he can make outstanding achievements in the business field, can anticipate future network development trends, and can have countless choices. However, Jiangsu vetoed all his ideas. Because, reborn, he didn't just come with memories, but also a system. Sensing the existence of his inner system, Jiangsu raised his eyes again and looked at the windowsill of the girls' dormitory building, his eyes gradually becoming cold and disdainful. He glanced at the bun in his hand, remembering that Zhao Zuiru ignored his efforts and enjoyed it safely, and felt a burst of nausea for no reason. With a bang, the expensive breakfast that he had not eaten a few times was thrown into the trash by him. Jiangsu breathed a sigh of relief, took out a tissue to wipe his hands, turned his head and left. And just at the position of the windowsill, a figure suddenly flashed. Her skin was as white as snow. Her face was covered with light makeup. Her willow eyebrows were tactful. Her eyes were looking forward to life, and her facial features were extremely delicate, especially the cherry small mouth, moist and not like words. She is tall, her hair is tilted straight down, and her body is curvy. She was just about to go downstairs when she saw the scene of Jiangsu throwing the bun into the trash. Not only frowned slightly, but then thought to herself, Jiangsu, who waits willingly for an hour on weekdays. What's wrong today? Playing with your temper? At the same time, a nice female voice came from behind her. What's wrong, Zuiru? You haven't gone down yet. Zhao Zuiru glanced at Jiangzu, who was gradually moving away on the boulevard of the school, turned her head and entered the dormitory. "Don't go down. Let's go to the cafeteria today to eat." Back in the dormitory and stepping into the environment that he was once extremely familiar with, Jiangzu was slightly startled twice, which was a picture so far away that he couldn't remember it clearly. There were 4 people in the room: the eldest Tao Ming, the second Lianggu, and the fourth Chen Yan. Among them, the eldest and the second are both asleep. It seems that they just played games all night yesterday. The fourth got up early to do an experimental report on molecular biology. He is an honor student wearing glasses. "It's back, Brother Cheng." Hearing the sound of the door opening, Chen Yan raised his head and said hello. "Well, it's back, little goose." Jiangzu climbed onto his bed, raised his eyes, and stared at the ceiling. "Come back." The sentence is not only said to Xiao Yan, but also to himself. He looked at the system bound to him. The next 100 years of technology system. As long as the host completes the tasks issued by the system, it can receive various technologies developed in the next 100 years. Therefore, Jiangzu will feel that those ideas of doing business and politics are weak, and he is a person who likes scientific research and exploration in his bones. In life, you must have the value of your own life. He mistakenly focused his life on others before, and now it is time to live well in order to realize his own value. Having made up his mind, Jiangzu's heart was full of motivation, and he began to check the first task. Successfully mastering the basics of 8 Chinese words, passing the strongest language test official website exam, and rewarding newbie gifts. Newbie package: 100 W scientific research funds, human genome research results, master piano mastery. Jiangzu's eyes stared straight at the human in the evening. He dragged his tired body back to the dormitory. The next day, Jiangzu went out early in the morning again. And so on and so forth. Lanjing Institute of Science and Technology seems to be calm. It has always been so ordinary and quiet, but some people's mentality has quietly changed. Zhao Zuiru saw Jiangzu throw away breakfast that morning, and she felt a little contempt in her heart. She knew Jiangzu too well. 3 years of high school, 1 year of college. Jiangzu understood her stubbornness too well. "I'm afraid I'll receive his usual message the next day. Good morning." This is licking the dog. No matter how you treat him, as long as you take a proper measure and occasionally apply gentleness, licking the dog will continue to have extravagant hopes and be dead to you. However, when Zhao Zuiru did not receive the news the next day, and the chat interface remained in the early morning of that day, she was a little puzzled. What's going on? Are you really angry this time? Or did he not give him some hope for too long, and he felt that he was out of reach and gave up? That's not okay. Zhao Zuiru has always maintained her good image. There is never a shortage of suitors. Her fish pond is full of fish waiting to be slaughtered, and she likes the feeling of stars holding the moon. To be precise, what she wants is not the love of others, but a kind of vanity. Licking the dog. There is also a difference between high and low skill. Some licking dogs can't hold on for a few days and give up. Some licking dogs just say that they don't like to paint cakes. And licking dogs like Jiangzu are real high-quality licking dogs. For several years he never changed his heart, and he stubbornly paid without expecting anything in return. Where to find such grievances? No, I can't let him get out of control. With this thought, Zhao Zuiru quickly opened her mobile phone and posted a hitty circle of friends at night. can you hold on to me?" and accompanied by a picture of himself sitting on his side on an evening breeze bench. Within a few hours, her message tone began to ring wildly, and Zhao Zuiro opened her mobile phone and began to read the information content on her chat software. "Do I have a chance to catch you?" "What's wrong, Zuiru? Aren't you happy?" "I know what you mean. Let's go skewers together on the weekend." I can't finish reading such news. And how many boys think that they have received the correct hint and understood the meaning of the goddess? However, turning to the bottom, Zhao Zuiro still did not see the news of the person she wanted to see. She put down her phone and frowned. At this time, Jiangzu, who was in the library, had entered a state of concentrated study, and he had been on the 3 o'clock line for the past 2 days. Dormitory, cafeteria, library. The whole person is like a demon, either flipping through textbooks or searching for videos on the internet to learn languages. It was not easy to pick up the matter of learning from scratch, and he sometimes frowned and sometimes smiled when he consulted the textbook, ecstatic that he had found a trick in grammar, and sad because he was delayed in getting the point. After 2 days of such fulfillment, he had completely forgotten the existence of Zhao Zuiru. At night, Gu Jiangzu's stomach sounded, and he suddenly got rid of the book, and looked up at the night outside. It was already past 7 o'clock. Before I knew it, another day had passed. He opened his mobile phone, which contained several messages from his roommates, as well as a call from his mother, which he didn't hear because it was muted. In addition, he also noticed the prompt of his friend's dynamics, and Zhao Zuiro posted a new dynamic. "Can you hold me tight?" Jiangzu sneered in his heart. "You're playing this again, aren't you? It turns out that I don't recognize your tricks, and as soon as I receive the hint, I rush over. Right now, there will be no more." Jiangzu clicked on the settings, chose not to look at this person's dynamics, and directly blocked it. After doing this, he got up and went outside to buy some food and returned to his bedroom. The evening wind is very gentle. Passing by the playground, there are many small couples walking hand in hand, some students running at night to exercise, and some beauty lovers come out to enjoy the demeanor of the students. He got rid of the restraint of licking the dog, and suddenly felt relaxed physically and mentally. How beautiful is youth! There is grass and warblers flying on his shoulders. There are family responsibilities. There is unlimited energy. Why do those things that are not worth the loss? A person who only revolves around feelings is not productive. Back in the dormitory, pushed the door in. It's still that sight. Tao Ming and Liang Gu are playing a game. Chen Yan is attentively preparing the homework assigned by the teacher. "Back, mistress. How is it with your goddess today? Is there any progress?" Liang Gu did not forget to greet in his busy schedule playing games. "Goddess? Where am I? Goddess, I have been studying in the library these 2 days, and I have no time to take care of women." "Study?" Liang Gu is dumbfounded. When did his third brother change from a big lover to a studious young man?